Hey crafty friends, and welcome back to my channel. We are going to go ahead and make an adorable bunny card. We're going to use a couple of different products. So we're going to use, the main focus I should say is from the Stamp Market called Some Bunny Loves You. And this is not new. I know I've had this in my collection. I'm actually using a lot of my cards for spring and Easter. I'm using a lot of things I already have, just because I need to get through them. And then for the background, so this is going to be our focal point for the background. I'm going to use simple stripes from Spellbinders, and we're going to use different colors. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then from scrapbook.com, I am going to, this is Hello Spring. I actually think I made a card a few times last year for Easter / spring, and I'm going to use Somebody Loves You. Now technically this does have that Somebody Loves You, but I like it, but I want it to be linear and not stacked, and this is already done for me. It's already, I don't have to do anything else. And I know I could stamp this and then move it and stamp that, but I'm just not that great at aligning things, and when I already have it done, I'm going to do it. Plus it has a die, coordinating die, and I'll use my Cricut to cut it out. So that is what we're going to do, right? Let's go ahead and start with our background, because I think that's going to take our most time consuming part. Now, you can make this super easy and use some pattern cardstock. So we'll do 2 cards today, and I'll do this with some pattern cardstock. So if you don't want to get super involved in your card, you don't have to do this. Just use some pattern cardstock for your background, and boom, you're done. Getting out my Misty, and then let's go ahead and, in fact, let me get just a little bit of adhesive. So this is not quite 4 1/4. This is actually a lot smaller. So, okay, so I don't need to use my adhesive. That's not a problem. We'll just trim it down. It's a little bit, I wish it was a little bit bigger, but that's all right. We'll make it happen. Okay, so let's get that on there. And I'll just kind of shove it in the corner and put that there. Perfect. Put that up. Get that back in the corner, and then I'm going to just kind of, I haven't used this since I purchased it, so I'm just going to rub that newness off. And here are the colors that we're going to use. We're going to use Cracked Pistachio, a little bit of a darker green, so we're going to use Lucky Clover. Then we're going to use, for the pinks, we use Spun Sugar and Kitsch Flamingo. Let me switch this down here. And then for our like the one-off color, Fossilized Amber, we're going to use our Distress Oxides. Okay, so what we're going to do, let me get a piece of scrap paper. And I'm just going to cover this. Okay, so we're going to start with our Cracked Pistachio. And you know what? I wonder, no, that's all right. I would like to use my, I might even get it on the stamp. Let's see. Maybe I can use some tape. Tape might be a good idea. Okay, let's just tape it, because I think that paper is going to prevent it from, oh, and I don't want that. Okay. A little engineering involved here, but we'll get it. Alright, so there's that one. And we could do it one at a time, but I'm going to kind of make this easier on me. So this will be dark green, the pinks, the yellow, and then this larger one will be our next one. Okay, and then I need another piece of tape to mask it off, right? Green, pinks, yeah. Okay. And then we'll I might just do just the 2 and then stamp. We'll see how it goes. Okay, do that, take that off, and then take that off, and then let's stamp. Whoop. Okay. And then I'll try that again. Let's get that cracked pistachio stamped. There we go. That's good. And I will get this back on here. Now this actually, if you have ink cubes, this would be a really good project for your ink cubes. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put some music on. This is gonna take a little bit to get done clearly. So let me go ahead and turn on some music and we'll fast forward this part. Okie doke. I was able to get it done. Is it perfect? No. But I do like kind of the vibe it's giving. It's not perfect, and definitely this took some time, so I probably wouldn't do this again. I would just do all one color or use pad and paper, which is what I'll do. But we did it. I can say I did it. It's off my mind, and now we can move on. Okay, what I think we need to do with this is to die cut first, because that will give me the guidance. First thing that we need to do is get this die cut out, because there is no guide with this bunny to do stamping first. So we'll just get this cut out, and then we'll use this as alignment. So let me run this through my machine. Okay. Now that we have that die cut out, I'm gonna bring out my MISTI. You could probably attempt doing this without your MISTI. However, I'm not going to, because I'm just not that good. And I already made this card off camera. I had to take a phone call, and when I was on the phone call, I went ahead and created the card. So I found that this is going to be the best approach. Now you're going to keep this in here because you're going to want to make sure, unless you have a sticky mat. I don't have a sticky mat, so I need this to like know where everything is located in case it lifts up, which it had lifted up. And I'm just going to use the bunny ears, the cheeks, and the eyes for this. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and get that into position. That looks good. And I just used my tape runner. If you have, see how it lifts up, and since I don't have a sticky background and I can't really use my magnetic bar to keep this into place, well, I guess I could put it down here and then rotate it, but this is gonna work. So you just want to use like a low tack tape. Okay, so I'm going to use my Kitsch Flamingo for the ears. Okay. And then that, press that down. You might need to do it one more time. See how I can just put that into place. Put that into place. There we go. And then I'm going to double stamp okay. Ooh. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now get my baby wipe here. Clean that off, and then I will do the eyes and the mouth next, or the nose. Okay, I'm going to use my VersaFine Clear Nocturne. Ooh, was pretty saturated, but it stamped beautifully. And then we'll get out the little cheekies. That's what I call them with my daughter, cheekies. Let me see cheekies. I'm going to use my spun sugar to do the cheeks, just a lighter pink than the ears. And you don't even have to use the cheeks. You can just use your little blending brushes, and there you go. Alright. Cuteness. So there is our little bunny. Easy peasy. The only thing that was really hard was creating that background, and you could totally make it super easy on you and not do what I did, which, like I said, this card literally could take 5 minutes and you would be done with it, but I apparently like a challenge, and so I did that. Alright, I have my focal point and my sentiment all stamped and die cut, and then I also went ahead and popped up each one. And before we proceed, I need to trim this down, so I'm just going to trim just a smidge off. Probably need to go just a little bit more. There we go. And then let's see here. Oops. Okay, so this looks like it's 3.5 inches wide. And then I'm going to trim. This is probably right there. And then just a little bit here, which is 5 1/4. Go just a little bit. Perfect. I'm gonna get out my card base, and let's go ahead and, you know, I'm just not liking that it's longer and not as wide, so I think I'll trim this down even more. So what did I say this was? 3.5, 4 1/4, so that's 0.75. So this can go down to 4.75. No, wait. 5 1/4. 5.5. Okay. And you can keep this for something, right? Just to kind of keep this proportional. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Much better. Okay, these are just scraps of my foam tape that I made for my foam bases, and the reason why I'm not using not bases, but foam panel, and the reason why I am not using a foam panel is because those are more geared towards your typical A2 foam your A2 foam panels, which is normally, I have them sized to fit a 4 by 5 1/4, and I just don't want to have to cut them down, and I have tons of these scraps, so I might as well use them up on panels that are, you know, smaller than your typical size, right? And then these I will use for, you know, if I have something like this, I would use them for that, you know, that type of thing. Or in this case where I cut it too short, I put it there, right? Put this. There we go. Now we'll just get this off, and actually let's start, I think starting with the sentiment's going to be the best route. And let's put that there, and then we'll put this right there. So adorable. Okay, let me add some sequins and then we should be done with this card. Okay, I'm going to use my cottontail, rain or shine, and place some pretty little sequins on here. And the last one. Oh my goodness. Ugh, I love it. There's the card. Look how cute that is. And then here's the other one I did off camera, just using some pattern paper. Super easy, different effect, but nonetheless, there they are. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. Be sure that you check out my other videos. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that hype button for me. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. All right, I'll see y'all in the next card or craft video. Bye.